Blockchain gaming is going to be one of the biggest gainers this coming year in crypto. But there is a huge but. Is the timing good now? Let's go back to the main principle of making gains in crypto. Principle number one is buy low, sell high. Now, hopefully 2 or 3 months ago, you caught my videos on Myria. Myria was massively undervalued, so was Cetus. And now they have gone up 8 to 18x. Are they still a great deal? No, not at all. Not at the current prices. But Rain, blockchain gaming is going to be the hottest narrative of the crypto bull run of 2024. And I don't even disagree with you on that. But what do we do as savage crypto investors? Well, we look for opportunities where the odds are stacked in our favor. And when something has recently gone, say, 10x up in price, the balance of how these odds are now stacked has massively shifted. There is now a much higher chance that it will reverse, at least for a while, and pull back before the bigger run. So if you're buying now, you are risking my principle number 2, which is don't chase green candles. Now, since I'm not pulling up a chart right now, if you're newer to crypto, you might not understand the green candles reference. When you look at the chart and the price has been going massively up, it makes you tempted to buy. And if you look often, the charting, those candles on the chart will be green. And that is what I call chasing green candles. And it usually works out very poorly and occasionally works out just okay, but almost never great. Another way of summarizing that is that the odds become stacked against you in the short term, and your potential return, should it go good for you, is massively diminished. So let's have this conversation. There is a whole different narrative right now that no one is talking about that is massively undervalued. And guess what? You aren't going to buy it. Why? Because most people simply can't buy good deals. They need confirmation that the price can go up massively and wait for massive green candles, and then we'll chase those green candles. This is why so many people do poorly in crypto. Secondly, even if they should do their own research and realize that what I'm sharing is brilliant, well, they won't have the patience to let it play out if it doesn't go up right away, and then will sell in a month or two to chase into some other narrative in the crypto space that is pumping. Why? Because they're new in crypto. Realize you're always bad before you're good. And if you do what all those bad people are doing, which is exactly what they do, it's going to go really poorly for you. 95% of people do poorly in crypto because they haven't taken the time to be savage crypto investors, and they do just what their emotions tell them to do. Now, despite all of this, I'm going to share with you what narrative is massively undervalued that everyone but our Rainmaker family is ignoring. And that is the digital collectibles space. Remember 2 or 3 months ago when I was talking about blockchain gaming, and you probably looked at the charts and the price action wasn't looking very good there. There was no price action happening there. The charts looked very, very boring, and it was very scary to buy. Well, how did that end up working out? Well, it happened that just a month later, prices went absolutely crazy. And sometimes that happens. But what if it had taken 10 months for that pump to happen? Would you have gotten worried, sold at potentially even a loss, to roll it into something else that is already going up? Well, that is what new people in crypto almost always do. And it almost always goes poorly for them. What a savage crypto investor does is they find a crypto narrative that it makes complete sense that this narrative will do well in the future, and it's not really being discussed heavily. And they make good picks on this undervalued narrative, on undervalued projects, and then they wait and let it play out. If you followed me for a while, you know my story about buying Axie Infinity Land. For those who are new, it's a great story, but an even more important principle in becoming a savage crypto investor. Now, way back in January 2019, and I was still somewhat new in the space, there was a new blockchain gaming project that had recently launched 6 months prior, and they were doing a sale for land for their upcoming game. And I thought, that's a brilliant idea. Land for a blockchain game. Now, realize at the time there was no blockchain games out. It was just conceptual, this idea of blockchain gaming. But it made sense to me that if you could have true ownership of items in a game, that would revolutionize video gaming and be a huge thing. So I liked the narrative, and this was one of the first projects in that, and they were the first to be selling this idea of land. So I got pretty excited, and I put about $4,100 into land on this game. And then I made the amazing mistake of going and telling my wife because I was so excited. And that conversation went poorly. Hey, baby, guess what I just did? I bought $4,100 worth of land in this game, and it's going to go great. You bought $4,100 of land in a video game? Well, how is the video game? How many people play it? Well, now people play it. The video game's not even released. And though I was right on the narrative, guess what happened? It took 18 months for the narrative to really start coming to life. Nobody was thinking about blockchain gaming during the years of 2019 and even 2020 because we were in a massive crypto reversal because 2017 had been so huge and even a little bit of 2018. And so we call that crypto winter, and there was a massive reversal. So it took a while for that to play out. In fact, a long while. However, my wife, who was actually a really good investor in real estate and other things, not really understanding the space and the way the 4-year cycles play out, pretty much every month would ask me how my land investment was doing. And pretty much for about 18 months, it was going down. And it really was not fun. She would kind of tease me about how it was going, and it was worth less and less and less every month. And sometimes that's how things play out. However, I had the stubbornness and the patience to wait it out to see if I was right. And for 18 months, though, it went down tremendously. Sure, would have been great if I had known it going down like that, and I could have just bought lower. Sometimes you find something, you don't know exactly how it's going to work out in the short term, but long term, this narrative will do well. And so I kept the land from that and all the items that I got with the land. Now, starting in late 2020, early 2021, the blockchain gaming narrative started to hit. And this game called Axie Infinity started doing really well. And the prices started going up tremendously. I sold at about 100x from what I put in. That's right. And I sold early, because it did about a 3,000x in total. So yes, my $4,100 investment would have turned into about $12 million. Okay, well, you don't have to feel sad for me. I did pretty well. However, let me share with you the bigger moral of the story. Know that there was a lot of other people that bought when I did, but most didn't have the patience and the long-term belief in that narrative, and most sold during the next 18 months at a loss. They dumped their land for pennies on the dollar and missed one of the greatest gain opportunities they could have made in crypto. They turned an incredible win, had they had patience, into a solid loss because they didn't have the patience to wait it out. Now, I'm sure you understand why I'm telling you the story. I really like the charts on the main players of the digital collectibles narrative, which are the Flow blockchain, the Chiliz blockchain. These two you can even buy on Coinbase, which is great. I especially like the charts and the fundamentals on a seemingly more risky project that I have gone massively in on called Ecomi. No, you can't buy it on Coinbase yet. Yes, you have to go to Bitforex to get it. And I do have a link to the Bitforex exchange if you don't have something there, if that's important to you. But what you choose, remember, is 100% up to you. I like these projects at their current price. I believe in them. But what I like and what I believe in is far less relevant than you doing your research on these companies, their token, and their narrative, and you drawing your own conclusions. That conclusion may even be to pass this up, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all. If that is the conclusion you come to after doing your research, then I actually love it, because then time is going to pass and you and I are both going to be able to see exactly how this narrative plays out in the coming 18 months. If it doesn't do massive things in the next 18 months, well, then I was massively wrong. However, how this does for me is unimportant to you. How your picks do for you and what you then learn about becoming an incredible savage investor, well, that is everything. That is what I most look forward to. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that when I started this channel in December 2020, I promised you I'd be here for 5 years. That 5 years is passing quickly, and I make no promises beyond that. So, especially this next year, do not waste this coming year in crypto. The odds are massively stacked in our favor that this next year is going to be an epic year in crypto. Now is the time to take this space 100% seriously and to start the step-by-step journey to becoming a savage crypto investor. I can promise you, it won't always be fun. It will be hard work because you're doing this on top of what you're already doing in your life, and you're already busy. But if you do become good at this, there are a few other things in life you could be doing that are as financially rewarding as becoming really good at crypto investing. See you soon.